We wanted to take this opportunity to speak to some of the concerns that were raised by parents regarding faith formation last year. While there were too many responses to address individually, we thought it would be fitting to speak to some of the wider themes and concerns shared by multiple people. We received comments from a few small group families that seemed unsure about the learning content this past faith formation year. Specifically, that it seemed the teens had fun but didn't learn a whole lot. We wanted to calm this fear by sharing a little more about the strategy and concept behind the small group discussions, the main idea behind discipleship being that the faith isn't a subject to be learned in school, but rather a way of life to be drawn into. It's a sort of apprenticeship in following Christ, fundamentally relational, with relationship being a foundation for all of the catechesis that will come later. Similar to the strategies employed by Focus, this past year was aimed especially at fostering strong relationship. Lest there be any doubt, however, there were a number of great things our youth discussed. Some of the favorites they shared were watching other priests' videos, talking about the angels, talking about the saints, how everyday things can remind you of Jesus, the Eucharist, praying more, and talking about God more. We're very excited to build upon the things that the students have already been learning this year. We're excited to be building upon the relationships that they've started to grow, and we're really looking forward to the things that small group can be this year. The second concern we wanted to address has to do with our K-6 home lessons. There were some parents who expressed difficulty finding time on a weekly basis, and we're here to give encouragement. From other parishes, we've heard that the first year is always the most difficult, and it's for this very reason. It's always difficult to find time for new things. However, everything worth doing requires sacrifice and investment, whether it be for academics, sports, or clubs, and so too does the faith. However things went for you this year, we encourage you to anticipate your conflicts in advance, and as much as possible, schedule home lessons into your family's way of life. And remember that nobody is expecting perfection of you, just the next step forward in being the primary catechists for your kids. The last thing we wanted to speak to is the concern some families had about feeling under-equipped to teach the lesson materials at home. At a child's baptism, a parent commits to being the first teacher of the faith, but it doesn't mean they have to be the flashiest or most impressive. If you have room to grow and improve, join the club. That's why we have adult formation too. You don't have to be a great teacher to be a good teacher, and you don't even need to be a good teacher to be the teacher your kids need the most. Remember that the Lord asks for faithfulness, not success. And if you give him your best effort, he will bless it abundantly. Lastly, if home lessons were a struggle because of behavior issues, feel free to get creative. If there's an aunt, uncle, grandparent, or other faith formation family you can team up with to do lessons, give it a try. Having other adults present may help a lot for kids to get used to home lessons. And now we'll close with a short video from Father Swami.
Hello parents, I am Father Swami Patharedi, your new pastor. As the pastor of this cluster, I invite, welcome, and encourage all of you to take an active role in forming your kids in faith. You parents are the first or prime teachers and transmitters of faith to your kids. You can help them by your words, exemplary life, and active participation in the liturgies to grow strong in their faith. I know it is quite a challenging task. You need to sacrifice your time and comfort. But I guarantee all of you that the end result will be great and rewarding, both for you and especially for your children. So, as the pastor of this parish cluster, I encourage all of you to be supportive of this family-centered faith formation program. I thank all of you for your kind support so far.